about 6 or 7 different riders so far at the start of 2021. But if you're going pretty well, has to be the favourite for this weekend ahead.
For crying out loud, don't ask me about my fantasy team. I was really happy at once coming here for the fantasy competition, and sadly both of them didn't see the checkered flag, which pretty much just about sums up my...
Of Miguel Oliveira and Jack Miller. Anyway,
so we both left Portugal empty-handed.
I'm not changing it anymore. His position perhaps didn't reflect his speed in FP1 this morning. Now, Joan Mir, who we're riding with here, is 16 laps in, actually, on these Michelins.
When he was out on circuit, he was putting in some pretty respectable lap times. Joan find himself in that second qualifying session. Simon mentioned this morning, Alex Rins has certainly found something on that Suzuki G and brought him out, but it's been a struggle for Joan Mir on soft tyres this year to find himself inside that top 10. So a review
in Portugal, he was pretty happy just to see the checkered flag. Is he going to get tempted into a few more battles? Here,
runner-up in 2015, runner-up in 2017, third in 2016, and then you look at his race wins, he's won in 5s. It's been a very happy hunting ground. Like I said yesterday, some very good memories of the Jerez circuit. The most recent of course.
So the first of the laps are starting to come through now. Marquez flirting with the edge of track limits there.
Is where clearly there's a little bit of doubt about what's working on that Honda RC213, but it's not like he's come back onto a Yamaha where there's a lot of onus on him now to sort of help steer direction of that Honda machine, because clearly Honda have missed him. Since Marc Marquez stepped Nakagami this weekend, he's already back in last year's frame with this year's. Alex Marquez has had his problems, particularly with the package that Honda obviously are convinced in is going to be a race-winning package right now.
Well, I think it's been a well-documented issue for the last... He's not 100% fit. He can actually now see with his own eyes, there is 1 or 2 issues here. And also, Matt, after suffering to take those risks, or does he actually want to now try and help Honda and say, hey guys, look, we really do need to fix this? Because I
style as well, you talk to anybody else that rides the Honda and they find it so difficult to replicate how Marquez does it. He's got certain motorcycles doing underneath it, particularly as we say with that front tyre. It's been the front end this year where the Honda really has struggled, but now leads the way. 38.446 though, straight away the boys have been able to get right down to mid 138.
What happened over in Portugal, having started the season off so well with 2 second-place finishes. Here's Miguel Oliveira's 2 stunning victories. No one will ever forget Styria, the great win in Portugal. Coming into this year, had gone fastest momentarily, but he's just been knocked down a bit. Alicia Spargarove, for the time being, has gone fastest as well. Let's throw it down to...
First of all, you've just welcomed Tito Rabat to your team, and how's he feeling on your wonderful Ducati?
Yamaha, which were quickly backpedaled.
I mean, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because Morbidelli keeps trying to... He keeps mentioning the fact that he lost the flames a little bit, doesn't want to cause any controversy with Yamaha after his pretty barbed comments in the opening round in Qatar that was put out by William Favreau, their press officer, and just said they've got what they paid for, they've got what they requested. Yamaha, quite clear that the motorcycle that Franco Morbidelli is currently riding right now here in Jerez is the one that the team asked for.
I think any neutral fan that watches Franco as he's improved his time again, I mean, everyone loves Franco. I don't think I've ever met a single person grounded, incredibly quick. I think most neutrals, Matt, feel sorry for him that he's not on.
Totally. The riders, actually, of late, Max Biaggi and Jorge Lorenzo have kind of waded into this debate where they've been saying, if you're a rider, by rights, really, you should be having some top-notch factory equipment. But, of course, it's all circumstantially on last year's global economy. Was that a factor? Who knows? What we do know is Franco Morbidelli is getting the absolute to his podium in November, to his 4th place last time out. It was less than a second
on screen, second quickest. Vinales has just gone up into 4th. It's only Alicia Spargarove quicker than him. Stefan Bradl is 5th ahead row. It's going to take time before you see the best of Pol Espargaro on the Repsol Honda, and as we mentioned, Espargaro said, Matt, at the start of the year, he came here to win races, and I'm sure there's going to be a small part of him that's frustrated because he gets a part of him. If Mark gets back up to speed and starts fighting for podiums, it won't be too long before he starts getting a bit...
TV in Italy, we would like to have 2 independent teams. We are talking with Grazzini and VR46.
And TV commentary, pretty much full-time as well, and go out and race and be competitive.
Yes, not easy at all.
Not a bad time though, Steve, for him to be having a wild card here this week, because there's a test here on Monday as well, which I'm sure perhaps a little bit doubtful about which chassis they're going to pick. Then you've got Stefan Bradl just to be out there, so he is.
Speaking of that, as you look here at Vinales, both Hondas at the moment look like they're going to be moving up a place or 2. This is the view to 6th, and Nakagami's on a good lap again as well. Had some good rhythm this morning, the Japanese rider.
That motorcycle,
absolutely stunning. Nakagami does go up to 2nd, it's the best colour scheme.
Dia Santa.
Yeah, absolutely. To make this abundantly clear, we had a tweet from Guido Finneman, who's a Dutch journalist. He said, I think it's more, we were just alluding to the fact more that It was a shame he didn't get given it at the start of the year.
So Naka top of the pile here. There's his name at the bottom of your picture next to former Moto2 and MotoGP foe Joan Zarco. Now, of course, air horns, firecrackers galore going off there on a normal Spanish Grand Prix weekend. Lost a smidgen of time in that.
It's across the line, no improvement for him. But Bradl is heading for the start-finish straight, the number 6. By the way, Stefan Bradl hasn't had, just in case he throws in some sort of heroic performance in Malaysia.
Yeah, he's well overdue one, isn't he? Was it Laguna 2013 was his only podium? Marc Marquez in his rookie season. Quartararo just getting in that Yamaha a little bit lively on that spurt of acceleration in 2019 when he was looking well set for second place. It's like we've gone back in time to Jorge Lorenzo 2015-2016 when you look at Quartararo on that mud track, and that's just going to give the rider so much confidence that he's got that trust in the bike that's underneath and it does what he wants it to do.
To cycle there, it looks like, as he heads into turn 1. Without further ado, let's pop down to pit lane. Ruben Schaus is with Simon.
Ruben, I just called in to see how things are going with the two rookies, Enea Bastianini, Luca Marini, and...
Well, you know, it's always difficult. Every weekend something new because you have an expectation from the racing. Because of Jerez, it's really a short situation, but every single detail makes a difference. Our progression, if the weather keeps increasing the weekend, we're gonna suffer the grip situations. But anyway, I understand that this category is the category, so we need to just really be concentrated, get the best.
And thanks for your time. I hope you boys go well and we get back to talking to you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Valentino Rossi at the moment, 17th place.
It sounds dreadful, doesn't it? Back to the leading. You're in the top 10.
Oh dear.
That's
Tito
a big
Rabat.
old
Oh, do you know
smash.
what I was about to say? Tito Rabat.
2, is it? Or trying to pick out where he was on the circuit there. There's a lot of bodywork's come off that Pramac Ducati, that's for sure. So competitive, so tight. It's the last corner then for Tito Rabat.
Turns out, and now he's got some problems.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that was a big crash.
Yeah, thankfully, well, now turn 2 as well. Here he is. It's those right-handers. Of course, with that recovering right humerus bone, it's the right hand. It's just his body position. He's not able to get himself into that natural body position, particularly with his elbow, although it doesn't look too shit for this weekend in Jerez.
Yeah, this is a good lap coming in from Marquez on used rubber as he heads into the Danny Pedrosa. Heading now around. Oh, it's all gone a bit wrong there.
Yeah, you can sense that Marc Marquez has he's not got that confidence back yet, where he really does know where the limit is of that front tyre. Back up to that. Well, so far so good in this second session for Petronas Yamaha SRT's Franco Morbidelli, who found his feet again in 2020. From his teammate, that's how tight it is in MotoGP. Let's get the thoughts so far this weekend of the team manager Wilco Zillenberg, who's with Simon in pit lane.
At Portugal, I want to know what you think about what's happening here so far inside the team.
Performing directly quite good here. So far this afternoon, Franco has been 8/10 faster than this morning, and Vala a good moment and also a good process. I would say.
Valentino had.
We have to be realistic. So Portimao did not really went very bad because he was quite happy in the race. But there are, you know, the three can be on that podium, and it's crazy enough. But it could be every race 13 new guys, and Vala is for sure compared to Portimao.
Wilco, thank you for talking to us, and best of luck this weekend.
Thanks for humbling. Nearly everyone, bar, I think Bradl, has gone out on brand new soft rear tyres, and the laps are coming in.
37.7 will not be the quickest time of the day for much longer, because Franco Morbidelli, we just heard Wilco Zillenberg say there, he's heading back higher.
As we heard from Piero Taramasso, it will be potentially warmer tomorrow. There'll be every chance to improve your time. Good stuff from him.
Yeah, his former Moto2 foe Alex Marquez improves to a 38.6 in 4th at the moment. Good luck coming in here from Joan Mir. In fact, both the Suzukis. The Suzukis have clearly found something in 2020. Now on the fat part of the tyre. Squeeze the gas on. Get tucked in behind the bubble. Under flying saucer he goes. Up into 8th place for the third.
Army flying through the first 2 sectors. Miller is up in the 3rd. Here comes Rins. He now improves.
FP2 on Friday, he topped FP4, and then he was 4th in the Grand Prix, his equal best ever in MotoGP, late on the money.
Miller goes 6th, great time, but what about Nakagami? He'll be heading down the start-finish straight in a moment.
The old pair of slippers, is that the 2020 chassis that he's working on right now? 37.775, not quite enough.
Yeah, there's more to come here. Aleix Spargaro has got a nice margin So is Bagnaia. We'll keep our tracks on him. Hickman
In time attack mode, Bagnaia is so good on that factory Ducati, so good. He was going to obliterate the benchmark they're all chasing. Aleix Espargaro, he beats it. Look at Pecco Bagnaia though. Alex Rins on a good lap too.
This is going to obliterate the time.
Wow.
It is 37.2. Fantastic.
Yeah, Bagnaia blitzes a 33 by the KTM. He's just outside of that top 10 in 12th place. Luca Marini just moved up a few.
Arrows over a quarter of a second up in sector 2, but he's just lost a touch of time. He'll get maybe this lap in and one more.
Pecco Bagnaia in time attack mode this year. Pole on the opening Grand Prix in Qatar. Really good in qualifying as well. Quartararo gets down to a 37.387, but he's still over a tenth and a half behind Pecco Bagnaia. Any later from the Italian, 1.3 seconds behind his fellow VR46 rider Bagnaia.
Viñales is up into 5th.
A very low-key Friday for the Spaniard, but that'll be job done. He'll be happy with that. 5th place, 37.726. Quartararo is the only man that's potentially threatening Bagnaia here. He's quick and rapid in that second sector, the Frenchman, up by 15th place. Jack Miller, can he get back inside that top 10? No, he can't. Started the lap 12, finishes the lap in 12th place. Well, when you look at the lap times, Bagnaia is doing 37s. I think it was here, wasn't it, where strategy in MotoGP. So that may well be at the back of some riders' minds as well. Keep that extra set of...
Certainly, it's for sure. I mean, one thing's certain, this guy is really comfortable. Yep. He's fast, he's flowing. That was a great lap for 37.2, but we're not
earning the other switch on the triple clamp, and it's locked and loaded. Pecco Bagnaia morning, 46 points he's taken from those first 3 Grand Prix. Last year, of course, he didn't do the full, and a lot of people, there's a few raised eyebrows, were expecting Pecco Bagnaia maybe to be overlooked for that factory Ducati ride.
Here's the practice start for Fabio. It's a short squirt up to turn 1 here. So,
so yeah, it's been the cupboard's been empty for quite some time here for the Bologna factory in Jerez. Leader Fabio Quartararo, top 3 in both sessions for Aleix Espargaro. Great job by the Aprilia man. Franco Morbidelli didn't go for a go, and Binder with your top 10. No improvement in that second session then for Marc Marquez. He was only 4 thousandths of a there by Enea Bastianini by nearly 6 tenths of a second. Valentino Rossi, well, he started 21st, didn't he, in Qatar a couple of weeks ago, and he's finished in 21st place.